Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A prophet, in the context of Islam and other Abrahamic faiths, such as Judaism and Christianity, is someone chosen by Allah to receive divine revelations or messages and convey them to humanity. Prophets have a very important role as intermediaries between Allah and humans, whose aim is to convey teachings, instructions, and warnings from Allah so that humanity remains on the right path. Each prophet was given a special mission by Allah, which could be to improve morals, teach Tawheed, the oneness of Allah, or bring certain Sharia, rules of law. The Quran mentions that Allah has sent many prophets to mankind throughout history to guide them on the straight path. In one of the verses, it is stated, "And verily, we have sent a messenger to every nation to proclaim, worship Allah alone and avoid idols." Surah An-Nahl verse 36. In Islam, the total number of prophets are very numerous, even reaching 124,000 prophets, as mentioned in several narrations. However, not all prophets' names are mentioned in the Quran or Hadith. Of these, the apostle is a prophet who was given special revelation in the form of Sharia to be conveyed to his people. According to various sources, the number of apostles is 313 people. Apostles have a special task to convey the message, teachings, to humanity, while prophets may not always bring new laws and only continue the teachings of previous apostles. However, only 25 prophets are obligatory for people to know and believe in Islam. In Islamic belief, there are 4 prophets who are believed to be alive or in a special state that is different from ordinary death. These 4 prophets have special conditions that distinguish them from other prophets who has died. In Islamic tradition, it is believed that there are 4 prophets who are still alive today, although not in the form of ordinary human life. They are believed to be in certain conditions that allow them to remain alive as part of God's plan. The following is an explanation of the 4 prophets. The first is Nabi Khidr, Al-Khidr. Nabi Khidr is mentioned in the Al-Quran in Surah Al-Kahf, verses 65 to 82. Even though his name is not explicitly mentioned in the verse, many commentators and scholars agree that the figure who accompanied Prophet Musa and taught him lessons about the wisdom of Allah was Prophet Khidr. Khidr is considered a mysterious figure and has special knowledge that other prophets do not have, especially in matters of fate and divine secrets. According to general belief, Khidr is still alive today because he has a special task from Allah and is often depicted as the guardian of the seas or someone who shows up to help people who really need help. In some Sufi traditions, Khidr is also considered a spiritual guide who is not bound by time and place. His presence is said to be not limited to one particular period, and many stories describe meetings of saints or pious people with him. Nabi Khidr, or Al-Khidr, is a mysterious figure mentioned in the Quran and various Islamic traditions. The name Khidr itself comes from the Arabic word Al-Akhdar, meaning green, which is associated with life and freshness. In the Quran, the story of Prophet Khidr is found in Surah Al-Kahf verses 60 to 82, where he met Prophet Musa. In the story, Musa is told that Khidr has deeper knowledge about several things, and Musa is asked to follow him in order to learn the wisdom behind events that seem strange or unfair. Throughout the journey, Khidr performed actions that Musa did not understand, but then Khidr explained that each of these actions contained wisdom and hidden wisdom from Allah. Khidr's story emphasizes the importance of patience and humility in understanding the divine wisdom hidden behind events in life. Prophet Khidr is often considered the personification of hidden wisdom. One of the important lessons from his story with the Prophet Moses is that human knowledge is limited to what is visible, while Allah has a much deeper and more complex plan. Several scholars and Sufism experts emphasize that the existence of Khidr as a prophet who is still alive today shows the importance of being resigned, surrender to Allah for whatever happens in life. God's decisions are often beyond the reach of human reason, but are believed to always have the best wisdom. Khidr also taught that not all truths can be understood through logic or conventional human understanding. Therefore, we are taught to accept God's provisions with full trust, even if they cannot be immediately understood. The second is Prophet Ilyas. The existence of the living Prophet Ilyas has a spiritual meaning that is closely related to nature and the goodness given to mankind. As a prophet who is often associated with rain and natural prosperity, Ilyas is also a symbol that nature functions under the will of God, and his grace encompasses all of his creation. Sufi scholars often interpret the existence of Ilyas as part of the never-ending grace of God. Ilyas is also believed to be one of the figures who can come down to save mankind from great danger. In this context, Ilyas reminds us of the importance of maintaining a balance between humans and nature, and the awareness that the existence of living things in this world is interconnected. Prophet Ilyas, known as Elijah in Jewish and Christian traditions, was a prophet sent to the children of Israel to invite them to return to the teachings of monotheism after they worshipped idols, especially the idol Baal. The story of Prophet Ilyas can be found in the Quran in several places, including in the letter As-Safat verses 123 to 132. In Islam, it is believed that Prophet Ilyas did not experience death like humans in general. Some narrations state that Ilyas was lifted up by Allah into the sky and is still alive to this day. Similar to Khidr, Ilyas is also believed to appear at certain times to help people who are in trouble. Some traditions also link Prophet Ilyas to the dry and rainy seasons, where he is believed to have played a role in asking Allah to send rain as his mercy. Prophet Elias, or Elijah in Jewish and Christian traditions, was a prophet sent by God to the children of Israel. In Islam, Prophet Elias is known as one of the prophets who had the task of inviting his people, especially the residents of Baalbek, now in Lebanon, to abandon idol worship and return to worshipping Allah. The Prophet Ilyas is mentioned in the Quran, especially in Surah Ash-Shafat verses 123 to 132, where Allah praises Ilyas's steadfastness in preaching and calls him one of his pious servants. Prophet Elias fought against idol worship, especially against the god Baal, who was worshipped by the people of his people. Although Prophet Elijah experienced many rejections and challenges, he remained faithful in delivering God's message. In the Jewish and Christian traditions, Elijah is also known as a great prophet who performed many miracles, including bringing down fire from heaven in his feud with the prophets of Baal. He is also famous for being taken to heaven without dying, as told in the Book of Kings, Old Testament. In both Islam and the Judeo-Christian tradition, Prophet Elijah is revered as a figure who was firm in fighting for faith and truth, and as a figure who was given high honor by God. The third is Prophet Idris. In the modern context, Prophet Idris is often associated with the advancement of science and technology, given his role as the first person to teach humans about various knowledge, such as astronomy, mathematics, and writing. Idris in the Islamic tradition is not only seen as a pious prophet, but also as an innovator who brought progress to humanity through knowledge and wisdom. Idris taught that seeking knowledge is a form of noble worship. With his knowledge, humans can understand the signs of God's power in the universe. Idris is an inspiration for Muslims to continue learning and advancing knowledge, because in Islam, seeking knowledge is an obligation. The knowledge possessed by Prophet Idris also shows that Allah gives knowledge to whoever He wishes as a means of getting closer to Him. In the Quran, Prophet Idris is mentioned in 2 verses. Surah Maryam verses 56 to 57. Prophet Idris is praised as an honest person and a prophet, and it is said that he was raised by Allah to a high place. Islamic tradition associates the Prophet Idris with several important roles. He is believed to be one of the first prophets after the Prophet Adam, and a direct descendant of the Prophet Seets, the son of the Prophet Adam. According to several traditions, Prophet Idris was the first person to be introduced to writing, astrology, and sewing clothes, when previously humans only wore animal skins. Idris is also known for his extraordinary obedience to Allah, so that he was appointed to a high place, as hinted at in the Quran. Some scholars interpret this as a sign that Idris was taken to heaven without experiencing death, similar to the story of Enoch in the Judeo-Christian tradition. The fourth is the Prophet Isaiah. The Prophet Isa is not only seen as a prophet who performed great miracles during his life, but also as a figure who will play an important role at the end of time. In Islamic eschatology, Isa is believed to return as a leader who brings justice and peace to the world. When Isa returns, one of his main tasks will be to fight the Dajjal, who is often depicted as a deceitful figure who will mislead humanity with extraordinary powers. The return of Isa will be a turning point that marks the victory of truth over falsehood, and he will uphold the teachings of Tawhid, monotheism, more strongly. The Prophet Isa is also believed to unite humanity under the banner of Islam and eliminate the various misleading differences that have emerged over the centuries. The story of Isa is an important symbol in the lives of Muslims that behind all the challenges of the world, there will be a revival of justice and truth at the end of time. The return of the Prophet Isa will be a sign that God's promise to his people is true, and justice will be upheld in the most perfect way. By reflecting on the stories and roles of these four prophets, Muslims are reminded to always try to live their lives with sincerity, try to get closer to Allah, and play an active role in maintaining justice and balance on earth as a form of their responsibility as caliphs on earth.